Hello, everyone. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the eCom Sellers podcast. We do this every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we talk about e-commerce news, tips, and more. On this journey today, I have my co-host, my partner in crime,
Kelly, the eCom.
And our topic today is eCom. So we're going to be talking about some of the acronyms for those people that are new to e-commerce, some of the things that, some terminology. Here's the deal. There's a lot of acronyms. We don't even touch 25 or even 10% of them. So we're going to hit some of them, but there's so many. We could do this like at least 9 more times and still not hit them all. But anyway, so Kelly, I missed you last week.
Yeah.
And what have you been up to?
Just busy. Helped my son move, and then the death in the family. So my grandfather passed away. He was 97, so he lived a long life.
Praise God.
Wasn't able to go to the funeral though. It was up in Pennsylvania, and it just wasn't in the cards to go up there. When we do our black belt test, there's not going to be water breaks. We have to, learn to hydrate enough ahead of time.
Sorry to hear that. So how do you think you did?
There were some things that the instructor says that, we can work on before the actual test. And a couple things that he's like, I don't think you'll get it before that. But, I have some struggles in areas where we do like a bunch of, they call out like, we're going to string these 5 or 6 techniques together, and then I get through half of it and I forget what the last 2 are. So
sorry to hear that, Kelly.
Yeah, so it's like, because that's something, I'm like, plus they usually have someone demonstrate it, and if he's just calling it out and not having one demonstrate, then, I need that visual seeing of it too,
To remind you. Oh yeah, that's this one. So when is the actual exam?
In October. I know it's on a Saturday.
So are you going to get another pre-test?
No.
Oh, that was it?
That was it.
Okay.
It's either the 7th or 14th. I think it's the 7th. Okay. October 7th. So, yeah. And my essay's already done. My daughter's working on hers. My son has to start one. And my husband's working on his. Mine's already done. And we also have 150 question written exam we have to pass too.
Okay, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's not just, plus all the fees and stuff that go with it too. But yeah, it's not just do the physical test. There's also the written. A lot more than people think.
Well, I think you're going to do great. We will keep you lifted up in prayer definitely in our Bible study, entrepreneur Bible study we do on Sunday nights, and we'll keep you lifted up in prayer. So my son signed up for football. I feel some kind of way about it because I've invested a lot of money in his brain. So I feel some kind of way about it. But I think it's given him the opportunity to have more bonding opportunities with kiddos at school, because sometimes when you're on the spectrum, you spend a lot of stuff. And one of the things I was always concerned about is, okay, are they making fun of him? Are they picking on him? Are they this? And right now, I think this year compared to prior years is actually a year where he's actually going to make some level of a connection, even just being in the same space. So I'm excited about it. I pray over him every night, and I pray about it because I do want him to have connections, some kinship with his team. He's never played football before. So that concerns me because they put him on varsity, and varsity is not for newbies. Varsity is for those that are
They put him on varsity? Wow.
Yeah, senior.
Yeah. He's a senior.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they put him on varsity. So anyway, I'm a little concerned, but anyway, he's on varsity. So we have, we're getting into Friday Night Lights. We have one more Thursday game, and then we go to Friday night games, and Friday night games all the way into mid-November. So this will be real. The good thing is that they get to play at the Cowboys practice stadium, the Ford Center, which is super duper cool because our school district is one of the only school districts that does that. So, because, it is what it is because of where we're located. So I'm not going to say that that's not bad. For those people who don't like the Cowboys, that's fine. Y'all don't care. So anyway, and then I continue to have the continual fun journeys of Nicholas, the stories of Nicholas. You can check those out in the mornings when I walk, but the Nicholas story, they are non-stop. Yeah, there's at least 3 or 4 a week. But anyway.
No more bikes, huh?
No, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to see if I can get a bike for him and see if somebody will donate one. It's just very frustrating right now. So I'm having to pick him up every day because I can't let him walk home because of his OCD and his need to bring closure to whatever it is. He's stuck in a loop. So look, I can't have him in the system. So we're just gonna not do the bike thing. Like, I'm not going to let you walk because I can't trust that you're just going to walk home. So he's mad about that. But anyway, I'm hoping someone will donate a bike to him. That's my prayer. Outside of that, we're working on inventory. Tony's in the other room. And so we're continuing to take pictures of inventory. He has his schedule. So his schedule is working in my e-commerce business Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because Thursday and Friday he has games. Wednesday and Thursday, they have team dinner together. And Wednesday, he also has Bible study. So I'm like, okay, then your schedule is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So he has to work on my business. He's not happy about it. He'll be all right. Oh my gosh. And I had a cha-ching earlier today. I'm just, continuing to list, getting rid of the death piles, but I am on a mission to see how many items I can get listed in September. Is 1,000. We'll see if I hit it. Be nice if I do.
One more other thing. I hit 50 pounds lost. Yeah.
I don't know what my weight loss is because I'm not walking for weight loss right now. I'm just walking to be able to breathe and to use my muscles because, of course, I've been sedentary for so long. So at some point, I will get to walking for weight loss. But the first thing is just to be able to build up endurance. I mean, literally, I walk so slow that it looks like people are running past me, which is bad. Oh, and next Saturday is our second Saturday. So that'll be the first time I'm doing second Saturday. So if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, make sure that you come out to second Saturday. We're going to do a shop and learn and trying to get people ready for Q4. So congratulations, Kelly. I'm excited for you. Maybe in 2 months I'll be able to say I've lost some weight, but by default I think I'm going to lose some, but we'll see. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and segue into the news. After that, we'll go into the tips, and then we'll wrap it up. So Kelly. For those who didn't know, Kelly was out the last episode, so I'm glad she's here.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the news.
I will start with eBay. eBay is prohibiting the sale of single-use plastics and Australian plastics, things like plastic bags, straw, cotton, raw tip items like Q-tips that are plastic, that are single-use. I guess Q-tips are single-use. I don't want to reuse one, but things like that. So if you sell those, you might see that you're not getting sales in Australia anymore because it's not allowed. You can't list it on, I know you can cross the other eBay sites like ebay.ca and eBay and such, but you still have to follow their locals on what you can and cannot sell. A reminder that the eBay Open Sellers is coming up this month, end of the month between September 27th and 29th. You can sign up. Usually it's in your back office. They've been having a link up there to remind you to sign up. And last year they did this nice thing where you earned points for each little room that you went into to listen to, and then you could turn those points into free swag. And I ended up with $50 worth of stuff. So
Nice.
Let's see, Bonanza launches a diamond membership tier for sellers, and they're also celebrating its 15th anniversary.
Yay.
And they have a sale on the subscription program for sellers. So if you want to look into their subs right now, it's a good time because they're having it on sale for their 15th anniversary.
I did a video on Bonanza. It got a lot of YouTube views. because a lot of people don't know about Bonanza. So maybe we'll record another video on Bonanza. Okay.
All right. Etsy's instituting an imagery of minors to prohibit content featuring minors in maybe any way that might be construed as sexual. So any minors in undergarments, form-fitting clothes, props to focus on their nethery, or poses that can be interpreted as age inappropriate. So if you sell children's clothes or such on Etsy, you gotta make sure that your items are not going to fall under those images. Your photographs of your items. You want to make sure that they are not going to be something that could be misconstrued. Because they also talk about how they were, if they find these pictures, that they'll even report them to the government about to protect the children. So just keep an eye on that. They're also urging vigilance on sellers because there's been a lot of scammers that have been targeting Etsy sellers. There's been scammers everywhere. So, yep. Let's see, Alibaba. Alibaba is having an in-person event September 7th through 8th in Las Vegas. And then Pinterest is hosting an event for advertisers on September 13th.
They also have an event here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we're going to be going to that September the 22nd in Fort Worth. So there you go.
Amazon has finally added the USPS Ground Advantage as a shipping option since that started back in July, I believe it was. They also add a no racy images for adult DVDs, books, magazines, and calendars. So can't have anything to boom on there, I guess, or yeah. So, and they said, if your items still have those by a certain date, I didn't write it down, they will suppress those ASINs. Amazon Accelerate Conference, it will be in Seattle, September 13th and 14th. So there's a lot of different conferences coming up this month.
Yeah, I mean, like in the next week. So
yeah,
they're stacked on top of each other, which is, we talked about this, I feel like it was about 3 months ago, and then 2 months ago again. Like, this is when you want to make sure when you're doing planning, you have enough advance notice to prepare for something like this.
Yeah, I think Poshmark might be, it had theirs, or it's coming up. I didn't see it listed. Events and services to help sellers grow on its marketplace in its Let's Grow Marketplace Seller Summit last week. That was in Las Vegas. But they're having a Merry Marketplace free virtual event on the 22nd of this month. So lots of events happening this month.
And that's Walmart, right?
Walmart, yes.
Yeah, Walmart did have their events. Okay.
And last I have is FedEx. There's a lot of news this week. They'll be raising its rates in 2024 by 6% for FedEx and FedEx Ground. And that will go effect January 1st, 2024. Their peak surcharge is going to be rebranded as demand surcharges. And charge 95 cents per package for FedEx Express and Ground packages between October 2nd and January. So that's like a jump of what it was like $3 something before, and now it's going to be $6.95 is over 100% increase. So just keep that in mind, because all the places will be putting in their houses soon.
Yeah, they will. And I anticipate, they've been talking about the economy. I anticipate that there will be an impact. Shipping has been going up not even gradually. It's been going up noticeably since 2020, 2019, 2020. And so I anticipate that will continue to be a thing, especially, the strike has been resolved with UPS. And so prices are going to go up. You just got to be prepared for that. So
yeah. And now you're since Ground Advantage could go up to so much over £1 now, There's no first class package. There's like just Ground Advantage that you could probably look at the difference and be like, well, I can sit at Ground Advantage or Priority Mail, and which one's cheaper,
Yeah. So you all need to make sure you're doing the analysis to figure out which ones to do. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I only have 3 articles today. I've been slipping for the last, I don't know, four podcasts. Although the last podcast, I actually did it because Miss Kelly was not here. So yeah. So all right. So the first article comes to us. This one is from The Street, which is, I think, the Wall Street, Street Journal. And it's talking about retail giant that filed for bankruptcy in 2020 unveils $1 billion revival plan. So they're talking about JCPenney's and their plan to revive traffic to the stores and to revive activity in the stores. JCPenney's, I'm sure they got a little bit of a bump from back to school because, a lot of people, they have a lot of deals for back to school. So let me just close some of these windows. I launch all these early, and so they stick up there. But anyway, they were talking about something to do with, what was it? It's like something related to beauty. Yeah. So JCPenney Beauty, they're going to specifically shout it out at JCPenney Beauty on Thursday when they announced plans to reinvest more than $1 billion into their business. I will tell you, for years, I used to go to JCPenney's, a little beauty salon, and get my hair did. I would get it flat iron, blown out, whatever. And, they have an anesthetician there. They got all kinds of stuff. So, their beauty division here and where I live is just, crazy, meaning insane. There's a lot of traffic that goes to that location. So I think that that's probably a good idea. But again, they've got to, I feel like they've got to give places like, I don't know, Old Navy a run for their money if they want to continue selling clothes and selling other things. Like, I know you can get a lot of other stuff at JCPenney. We used to take the family portraits at JCPenney.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day. I haven't done a family portrait in a while. I need to do one this year. So anyway, let me put that on my list of things to try to knock out. But anyway, so if you want to read this article, you can go to The Street online and read about JCPenney. Although JCPenney's not in the title. So anyway.
I remember getting the family portraits or the photos done for my kids in Walmart.
Oh, yeah, I've done that too. Oh my God. We are dating ourselves, Kelly. Some of these people don't even know what we're talking about. Anyway, they have no idea. So I brought this up early. It's not going to show the article. It's from Bloomberg. So if you happen to have a Bloomberg subscription, and it talks about Amazon and Shopify striking a deal on Amazon Open Logistics to sellers. Now, if you don't remember, you can go back and look at it several podcasts back, but we talked about at the beginning of the year or the end of the middle of last year, that Shopify was going to be closing some of its logistics, like, fulfillment. And so they were closing some. Amazon had several open. I think if we follow what really has happened is when 2020, COVID hit in 2020, a bunch of, they determined that there was a lot of logistics that was needed, a lot of fulfillment centers that were needed. And so a bunch of fulfillment centers were opened around the world. People were buying, and having inventory shipped in from wherever and storing it here in the US. Well, several people that were selling on Shopify kind of expanded their, fulfillment services as well. Well, everything started to slow down at the end of 2021. A lot of people overbought when it came to fulfillment facilities. And so then they started turning these fulfillment facilities into like boutiques and stuff like that. People are still using several of them. They got some pretty cool boutique kind of setup where you have this rental space for small businesses at the front, and in the back, all their inventory stored in these giant warehouses on different shelves and racks. So you can come in, get what you need to get done because you rented out office space. And then the back is all the warehouse stuff, which is pretty cool. But in any case, Shopify had announced, I feel like it was at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, that they were, the logistics, they were closing some. And then they continued that announcement into 2022. some more were closing. And then Amazon mentioned that they were starting to revamp warehouses as well, their fulfillment centers. So I guess the two of them kind of got together, although Shopify was coming for Amazon in 2020 and 2021. So this is really interesting. You're going to check out the article. You're going to, if you know a little bit about the history, you can go and, read the article, probably find it on YouTube as well, and check it out. But yeah, there's a lot of history that's happened, the things that have happened since 2020 and 2021 when it came to warehouse space and all of that stuff. So it's evolved rapidly. Okay. Then this last article comes to us from AP News, is talking about Amazon is raising the free shipping minimum. Don't have Prime is charging more, or you're going to have an additional 2% fee if you're an Amazon third-party seller and you're doing Amazon Prime seller fulfilled. So they're going to charge you extra. Then there was something else that Amazon was charging for, and I forgot what that article was. Now we're finding that Amazon is charging customers who are not Prime members, some, not all, more, and then for their shipping minimum. So this is going to continue to get interesting, I think, with Amazon. Said it was previous. If you don't have a Prime membership, now you need to spend $35 up from $25. And I bet you all of the retailers, if they had low minimums, most of the time, like the retailers have like a $50 minimum, something like that for free shipping, or $65 or something like that. So I anticipate they will go up as well. And Walmart will probably raise theirs as well. So this should get interesting. Everything is going to continue to go up gradually. Not surprised. So anyway, I hope that information is helpful. I hope that, if you have a news article or something you want us to cover, or you want us to go back into the archives, because some of that stuff is stored in my brain, but we can go back into the archives and pull back some stuff and kind of give you the timeline of different things. So let us know. Type it in the comments. We'd be happy to do that research for you. There was another article that I wanted to cover, which was on ChatGPT and also Midjourney and some of the lawsuits that are out there for AI. So maybe next episode we'll talk about that. So with that, we're going to go ahead and transition over to tips. So again, this is the eCom Sellers Podcast, hosted by me and Kelly. And we like to cover e-commerce news, tips, and more. So today's tip that we are covering is on acronyms. Again, there's a lot of them. We're not going to even touch 10% of them, but we will talk about some that are well known. So, we literally could do acronyms every month and still not hit them all. So share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the eCom Sellers Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn and wherever else we are. We are everywhere. TikTok. So follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can bring you more e-commerce news, tips, and more. And if there's a specific thing you want us to talk about on the podcast, definitely type it in the comments, because we would love to hear back from you. So with that, I'm going to let Kelly have the first one.
A bolo. It was like a bolo, not like the tie. Not a bolo tie. But bolos, be on the lookout. It's usually something that you can find for low cost and it sells for higher profit. I do thrifting, and so, there are certain things that we look for, that wear bolos, or, like glassy baby candle holders that, people might not know about, and they could sell them and find them for $1 at the garage sale and flip them for $100 on eBay. So things like that, you kind of give the heads up. Hey, don't, if you find this, we'll give them good profit,
Absolutely. Well, those are also those things that might be, the golden unicorn, the golden ticket, where it is, they've only made a limited quantity of something. And so they're like, if you find it, that one right there is selling for 4 times the price of the other ones that are not that one. So yeah, be on the lookout. Always fun, but normally deals. The next is B2B, business to business. There's always B2C. Again, I might throw some extra ones in here while we're at it. B2B, business to business, selling business stuff to business stuff, and B2C, business to customer. So typically what we do is we are business to customer, B2C, because we're third-party sellers. B2B might be if you're a person that buys, let's say, paper towels and toilet paper. Maybe there's someone out there that runs a cleaning business, And so you are the person that you distribute and sell paper towels and toilet paper and cleaning supplies. So your business is selling to another business that's going to use it to service their customers. So that would be an example of B2B.
Right. Click-through rate. So that tells you how often an ad is being clicked on, I believe.
Yes.
And so you want to make sure that your ad is getting a high click-through rate, because that's a more chances of eyes getting on your product.
Yeah, always. And there's software out there that can help you, because there's bots that will click on people's ads and run their ad spend up because people are evil. And so because those bots exist and people will do that just to be evil or spiteful, there's other types of software that can stop those bots from just clicking on the ads and running the ad spend up. So
yeah, that's why I don't do PPC.
FBM and FBA, fulfillment by merchant or seller, and fulfilled by Amazon. So there's so many different fulfillment. It's how the product gets to the customer. How is the product getting to the customer? Not the carrier that's doing it, but is it that the seller is shipping it to the customer directly? Is the seller using a prep center or their own fulfillment center like Deliver or another prep center? Or is it that they are going to send all their stuff into Amazon and let Amazon send it to the customer when the customer buys it? And, Walmart has the Walmart WFS. There's 3PLs out there, third-party logistics. So the biggest piece of this is just understanding that there are some things that are fulfilled by the seller. Sometimes it's known as, in addition to fulfilled by merchant, it is merchant fulfilled, MF, or seller fulfilled, SF. Those are other terms. So like I said, we could go on and on about the acronyms. And then fulfilled by Amazon, meaning the person is going to ship everything to Amazon, the seller. And then when it sells on Amazon, Amazon's going to ship it to the customer for them. Walmart has the same services. A lot of different companies have that. And that was one of the things that Shopify offered to its, people who have accounts and have websites with Shopify. They also offer to ship the stuff to the customer. Ultimately, you're just trying to figure out how it's being fulfilled. So anyway, that's probably not the short version. That's the longer version. But
like I pay per click, which is the ads that you pay for a certain amount for how many clicks you get. So on that ad.
Absolutely.
And then you can set a base, say, I want to do a pay per click, but my daily, I only do $10 a day. And when the $10 is up, the ad goes away until the next day.
There you go. There's also, like I said, we could go on acronyms all day. There's pay per impression. That's how many times the ad is visible, not necessarily clicks, but visible for people to be able to. So there you go. All part of paid ad. SEO, search engine optimization. Ultimately, you want your whatever to be found, whatever it happens to be, whether it's your website, whether it is your product on a specific, being able to make sure that whatever it is that you're offering or putting out there on the internet is optimized so it can be found by the search engines. Search engines right now, the one that's most well known, of course, is Google. Then there's Bing, and there's Yahoo still exists. These are all search engine methods. There's many others. I forgot. There's another one that is user maintained. I know the name of it. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. But anyway, there's a bunch of different search engines. But the goal is you have to make sure that you've got the right keywords or the right tags, or you've populated the right fields so that your product and or service and or website and or blog and or anything comes up. And so it's all about the keywords, long tail keywords, or just a keyword by itself. What are the words that people are searching for to find this thing? And understanding that and making sure that whatever you're selling, whether it's a pair of shoes, a dog leash, or I don't know, curtains for a window, that the listing is optimized. And if you're not selling that your website is optimized, in the search so it comes up and or anything else.
ASIN, that's for Amazon. It's Amazon Standard Identification Number. A little identification for each product. It's not the same as the number that is given to your individual product of that ASIN. That's totally something different.
Yep. It's the Amazon number for this product. Which is so weird. So if you're an Amazon seller, there's like when you create a listing, you get these little barcodes that you're going to put onto your item if you're sending it in FBA. And on there's also going to be an ASIN, but you'll get barcodes for that particular item. In addition to that, like your item could have a UPC, EIN, we're going to get into those, but there's just so many different numbers that could be associated with it, how it's found on Amazon. So Kelly said ASIN, I just say ASIN, but either way, they're both the same thing. And speak of the devil. So there's all these other numbers too. So UPC is what you, in the US, when you pick up almost any item at any store, you turn it around, there's normally a UPC. That is the Universal Product Code. It's got bars on it. Same thing is what is scanned to be able, at your store, to be able to purchase that particular item. Once you scan it, everything is cataloged by the UPC. Cases, European article number and the UPC are the same number with just an extra digit. And that again is the more international sort of a UPC. And then global trade number, again, just one more of the almost the same global trade number. And I think, when if you sell on Amazon, you'll hear about GTIN exemption, meaning I'm not required to have a GTIN, but the global for that particular product. So you can buy EANs and UPCs. You just have to go directly to the site, the exact site, but you can go there and buy UPCs for your product. If you're like doing handmade and you want your product to be sold everywhere, you need to have a UPC. And if you're selling on certain platforms, like if you're selling on Amazon and you have a brand, you can apply for a GTIN exemption, which means you don't have to have a UPC. But yeah, pick up any item, turn it around. It's either going to have an EIN or it's going to have a UPC.
So MAP, not the thing on Google. It's the minimum advertised price. So sometimes companies will set maps for their items saying this is the lowest you can sell this item, so that they're not having a race to the bottom on their items.
Yep. So yeah, a lot of manufacturers or distributors will set a map and say you can't go below this number. So MSRP, manufacturer suggested. So that particular number, you hear about that a lot, especially in car sales. Like when you hear about
I was just thinking car sales.
Car sales, they say the MSRP is this. This is the price that they want the retailers to sell the car for, but we can get it lower. So again, the suggested retail price for a particular product. If you are buying wholesale, MAP should be common or something you should know. If you're doing private label or you're doing white label, you may know about MAP, and you might also hear about MSRP with the names or terminology that might come up because you're placing orders with a wholesale supplier. Sometimes when you're doing drop shipping, depending on if you're going with a drop shipping company, they may also have a MAP there as well because the manufacturer's already said we don't want it sold below this price. So just pay attention to that and see if there is anything that's applicable to you depending on what you're selling so you don't get yourself in trouble.
So RA and OA, you find here, we use these a lot. Retail arbitrage is buying something at a retail store and then flipping it. So a lot of times, RA is finding stuff on clearance and flipping it on another site like Amazon or eBay and such. Online arbitrage, same thing, but you don't have to go to the store. You just find it online and have it shipped to your house. You can list it that way.
There you go. Buying it online. We flip it. Buy for a low price, resell it for a higher price. SKU unit. So most sellers, most third-party sellers will have SKUs for their product. A SKU is your own inventory kind of naming convention of how you keep track of what you're selling. So I'll give you an example. Maybe I'm selling boxes of cereal. So I might create a SKU for the boxes of cereal because cereal has an expiration date. The SKU can contain whatever it is you as the seller want to be able to track. For some people, they will definitely include where they got it from, because if it's something that is popular or rare, you want to be able to go back to that supplier, especially if you're selling a lot of products. You need to know where your source is. So you might include in the SKU a couple of letters, because the SKUs are typically a combination of letters and numbers, and it can be, I don't know how long it can be. Different platforms will allow the SKU to be different lengths. 11, it could be 11 space or characters, it can be 13 characters, might be longer, it just depends. But anyway, you need to know based on your platform. So whatever platform you're selling on, you need to find out what the field length is for SKU. But it's not uncommon for it to be up to 13. So an example might be, if I'm selling cereal, I might have a couple of letters for where I got it from, the source, whoever the supplier is, so that I can always go back to them and buy it again. I might have a couple of letters or numbers of how much I bought it for, so that, again, as I'm keeping track of my inventory and my costs and managing how much did I buy it for is important, because maybe the next time I get it, I'm paying more. So I just want to pay attention to these, this pallet of box of cereal, I got it for, I don't know, $1.99 a box or $1 a box, and this one over here I got for $1.19, and it's the same cereal because prices change. One of the other things that people might include is the expiration date in this example. So all of those letters and numbers, and you can, some people do short form, so they'll have short, form references of whatever it is they are trying to track. I might include the expiration date in the SKU number. But again, it's made up for sellers. It's more of a smart code for you to keep track of your inventory, and sellers use it for many different things, including where I got the item from, how much I paid for it, and when I bought it, maybe, and also what the expiration date is. Is there anything else I forgot, Kelly?
Just different things. When I sold on Amazon, I had a little 2 or 3 letter code for each store. Like Goodwill was GW, Target was TGT, Walmart was WM, so that I could just I had a little number I bought first, and then the store, and then the date I bought it. Sometimes I'd put a little code, like the first few letters of, say it was like a pumpkin salt and pepper, be PSP for pumpkin salt pepper shakers, PSP, and then I would put the rank when I bought it.
Okay.
Because I did books, that gave me an idea. Well, this book was ranked 2 million when I bought it, but now it's ranked 10 million. So maybe I just happened to catch that book. Someone bought it for the first time in 7 months.
It's always interesting to hear how different sellers, and you may evolve, like with Kelly. She buys thrifting items, and sometimes you buy things directly from the retailer, and then maybe you're buying some stuff from wholesalers. So your skewing system might be slightly different depending on what method of e-commerce you're doing as well.
Yeah, I don't really use one now because I'm not on Amazon anymore. So,
and so if you're selling on eBay or if you're selling on Walmart, there's SKU fields over there. Bonanza, there's SKU fields over there. So, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people use the SKU fields on like Amazon, on eBay and such, to put like what bin they have their item in, so it makes it easier to pull their items.
Yep. Again, smart naming convention for inventory management for you. So.
Is it me?
Yep.
Oh. Minimum order quantity. So that's a lot of times with distributors and such that you have to order a minimum amount of these items to be able to buy it. So you can't buy 1 or 2. They might say you have to buy at least 25 of this item to be able to buy it.
Yeah. So if you're like sourcing from DHgate, they always have a minimum of 100, minimum of 1,000, minimum of 500. So they don't want people to get the onesie twosies. So you always want to know what the minimum order quantity is. so that you are prepared to order the minimum required. Now, Vero, Verified Rights Owner Program. So this is applicable to eBay. We talked about things that are applicable to Amazon. This is applicable to eBay. So basically, if you're trying to sell something that someone has claimed the rights to and they've submitted everything that they need to eBay to say, no one is allowed to sell this thing, and here's all of our proof and blah, blah, blah. And eBay says, okay, if you try to list that particular item, you might get in trouble because you're violating Vero. So that is, again, there are some similar to like Amazon's gating program, restricted brands, restricted categories. There's some similarities there. So you just want to make sure you don't get in trouble. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you just popped out for a minute. So.
Oh, sorry. There are some similarities to it for Amazon's restricted brands or restricted categories. And the takeaway as a third-party seller is just to make sure you do not sell anything or use any terminology that might get you in trouble in your listing that would be classified under or categorized under the Vero program.
Yeah, that could be like saying the word Velcro. You gotta say hook and loop because Velcro is very picky. Or onesie. You can't say onesie, if it's not a onesie, even if it's a little onesie outfit, but it's not a Gerber onesie, they will get you on that. So you have to figure out another way to say it.
Yep. So the thesaurus could be your friend and Google can be your friend to help you with those weird situations like that.
I just see how other sellers are saying it, because that means if they're making sales with the way they're saying it, then that wordage is customers.
Yep, and it's also acceptable, which means if you have to use the same verbiage to describe a onesie, then you can do that. So with that, we hope that this is helpful. Like I said, there's so many acronyms. In the middle of just describing these acronyms, we threw some other acronyms at you. And there's so many acronyms as a third-party seller. If you're a person that's new to the e-commerce game, we do invite you to sign up for eCom Sellers Academy, where we can help you on this journey. Or you can grab the My eCom Planner. We have a whole page on acronyms that are covered in there to try and help those people that want to understand some of the terminology a little bit better, or at least what the words are, so that way, if they don't have the definition, they can at least Google it, because now I know what the words are. So again, this is the tips section of the eCom Sellers podcast, where we cover something that we hope that will be informational and a blessing to you. Definitely share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the eCom Sellers podcast, where we share e-commerce news, tips, and more. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow and like us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all the other socials. So with that, I wanted to let you know about the upcoming AI print-on-demand workshop, the automation workshop that is coming up. It is September the 28th, and it is here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We invite you to sign up. In this workshop, we're going to be creating, every individual that's participating in this will be creating 100 print-on-demand products themselves using AI and automation. You will be signing up for some tools in this workshop in order to do the automation, but you will walk out on that day. After 8 hours of going through this, you will have 100 items that the listings will be live as long as you set up the automation correctly. So if you're a person that's struggling with maybe certain things in your business, this is a great opportunity for you to come learn how to do AI, learn how to do print-on-demand automation. You can sign up at swiy.co/live AI POD workshop. Again, swiy.co/live AI POD workshop. It's in person. It is not online. We would love to see you. It's here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I have already received a couple of requests to do this online, and I don't know, we might, but the plan is right now that we won't do it. And so I just want to encourage you to come hang out. We haven't seen each other in a while. It's been a while. Let's go ahead and hang out. So let's get you ready for Q4. You can use this to help you populate your store for Q4. So just saying. Then we also have the Creating Arbitrage and Wholesale Product Bundles workshop. It is also live in person, the 29th and the 30th. So if you literally want to hang out with us, you can hang out on the 28th and then come back and hang out on the 29th and then hang out on the 30th. We're actually going to take you out and do a shop and learn. Do some arbitrage bundles. We're also going to do some wholesale bundles in this workshop. You're going to have bundle ideas. And before you leave this workshop, you will have 20 bundles. As long as you do the work, we're going to step through what you need to do. We're going to step through looking at catalogs of wholesale suppliers. We're going to step through what makes sense as far as a bundle, what pricing, getting the pictures, how the title, the description, all of that is being covered in this class. So you can go to swiy.co/live bundles workshop. Again, swiy.co/live bundles workshop. Hope you'll come hang out with us. This is a Friday and Saturday event, so it should be lots of fun on Friday and Saturday. So if you ever wanted to go shopping with me, hopefully my oxygen will be good. It should be good. I'm able to talk and walk, so we're doing okay. I might not be moving fast, but we will have a good time. And then we also have the Q4 preparedness workshop. It is a 3-month workshop where we are going to be getting you ready for Q4, making sure that you have what you need. The great thing about this workshop is that you're going to receive 80 leads every single week. So if you're that person that is a massive procrastinator, you're the person who's been dragging your feet, you're going to receive our 10 arbitrage leads that we send to eCom Soldier. So you're going to get that 5% or higher. And then you're going to get our new leads list of 20 replenishables and or bundles. So this list is pointing out bundle opportunities. And with that, for those people that are in this one, I'm probably going to do some lives every week to show you how you can use this list to go out and create your own bundle listings on Amazon or Walmart or any other platform. So again, you're going to get 80 leads every single week. It is ridiculous. 80 leads. So if you can't make money with 80 leads every single week, that is crazy. That's crazy. 80 leads per week. In 4 weeks, that's 320 leads. Just because you're in this Q4 preparedness. That's 320 leads for 3 months. What is that? That is 900 leads in 3 months. If you can't make any money, you're not trying hard enough. We're also going to do live training, 30-minute training sessions every week, and then you can schedule 2 one-on-one coaching sessions. You're going to get a wholesale supplier list. And this is absolutely free for everyone who is currently a lifetime member. If you're a lifetime member, you don't have to pay anything. That's the great thing about it. So joining eCom Sellers Academy and becoming a lifetime member can save you. You can participate in our live workshops. We're doing a live series twice a year for our lifetime members because we think you guys are awesome because you're committed to your business. So you can sign up for this by going to eCom. So again, eCom. So sign up right now so you can get 960 leads in 3 months. That's a lot of leads. That's a lot of leads, isn't it, Kelly? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, a lot.
That is a lot of leads. All right, last but not least, our 90-day planners are out. So we have the Etsy, the Amazon, and the eBay 90-day planners are finally out. You can go and grab your 90-day planner by going to www. Use it to help you on your e-commerce journey. If you're that person that's struggling with productivity and consistency, grab the 90-day e-com planner. It walks you through some of the things you should be doing every single day in your business. Also gives you a place where you can plan out your day and what activities you're going to engage in. So again, go to 90dayecomplanner.com. So with that, I hope that was helpful. We pulled this up, let me remove that. Okay, so my name is Nicole Whitlock.
And I'm Kelly, the eCom Award.
And this is the eCom Sellers Podcast. Again, we do this every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we talk about e-commerce news, tips, and more. Share this out with a friend. Let somebody else know about the eCom Sellers Podcast. And we hope to see you next week. Write something in the comments if there's something you want us to cover. And we'll say goodbye for now. Bye.